Good Monday morning, and this is Progressive Plan, quick tip number 12. I'm going to do a little bit different format here just to change it up, try a different camera, try a little bit different way of presenting. Today I want to talk about your turnaround budget, and more particularly I want to talk about the estimate for the budget. There seems to be a fairly consistent pattern throughout basically everywhere that I go, where the turnaround budget is dealt with as a bit of a mystery, and there's a sense of a certain amount of unknowability to that, and there really isn't any reason for that to be there. And I'm going to call on the information that we've covered in previous quick tips to help show you what I mean. So starting at T plus 6 months. T plus 6 months, so right after you start your plant up from your previous event. Let's tie it to the actual financial closeout of the previous event, just to keep so that we, finish one cycle off before we get fully wound up on the next cycle. But at T plus 6 months, thereabouts, we know 80% of our next turnaround scope. Why do we know that? Well, we've talked about that in previous tips. We know that because the majority of the work, the vast majority of the work of a turnaround is routine. We talked about that, I think, in quick tip number 2, that the focus of turnaround work is actually routine maintenance. And because it's routine maintenance, it doesn't change. So we know what 80% of our work is. We know the approximate duration of our next event. Now, by approximate, I mean we know kind of the minimum duration. Since we know the bulk of our turnaround work that we have to produce, we'll know how much time it's going to take us to do that. Now, that's not to say that there won't be other factors for like capital projects or major maintenance projects that come into the turnaround that could potentially increase the duration of the turnaround. But the minimum duration of the turnaround will be set by the work of the turnaround, the actual work of the turnaround that we already know at T plus 6 months from the last event. We also know the actual cost to perform that work. We know that because we've just done the work, and we've done the work probably, if this is any kind of a less than new facility, we've done this work multiple times. So we have really sound basis for what it costs to do the work. Therefore, at this time, 6 months after we've started up our plant, we have everything we need to make an absolute rock solid class 3 estimate right at the close of our previous event. So there's no reason to be treating any of the turnaround budget estimating as any kind of a mystery, because we know everything we need to know in order to produce that estimate in a meaningful way at the close of our previous event. Have a very good day. This has been Progressive Plan Inc. Quick Tip number 12. See you next Monday.